Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Matt Johnson. We are back with another episode of Real Estate Uncensored, where you get actionable ideas, advice, and inspiration to turn your real estate career into a life of freedom. We are excited that you are joining us today. Sadly, we did not have a guest today, but excitedly, we have content to share. We'll be answering sales and marketing questions. We've got a bunch of them here. And then we'll also be talking about knowing what business you're in, the 4 types of service provider models there are. If anybody watched my Facebook Live from earlier this morning, you might know that that's what we're going to cover. I know. Greg wasn't one of them. He has no idea what we're talking about.
Watch every single every one of your 15 minutes, so I would never do that.
16 minutes and 20 seconds.
I would never support my co-host like that, ever. Of course I did.
That's right.
I'd be a bad human being if I didn't watch your Facebook Lives.
That's right. All right. And just briefly, we are proudly brought to you by Viral Marketing, which is they help Greg out with his real estate video blog up there in the East Bay. You can check them out. Go to gregsmarketingexamples.com. You can see what they do from there. And then Homing In. So they've been developing an app. It is open and to the public, and it's on Android and iTunes, and for the iPhone and Android devices. Sellers are requesting home valuations through that app already. So there's basically free seller leads out there. Just go download the app for free. Check it out. Pop in your area and see if people are requesting home valuations from actual real estate agents in your area, and respond to them, and hopefully get some listings. So
real estate agents and real.
That's right. That's right.
Oh my Lord, lions and tigers.
I know. You can either sit back and complain about Zillow's estimates, or you can freaking do something about it. So go download Homing In.
Fucking Zestimates.
Yeah.
Fucking Snapchat. Hold on. Hey, there we go. I'm Snapchatting. Look at this, guys. I'm Snapchatting. There's Matt. There's a Mike. There's Matt. There's me.
That's right. Greg's experimenting with Snapchat. It's fantastic.
And how fast I'm going to lose friends on Snapchat because they're like, what the fuck is wrong with this kid?
And how do people follow you, by the way?
With grace and style.
Besides that.
Are you talking about on Snapchat?
On Snapchat.
REU444.
Okay, I always forget that. Mine's Pursuing Results, so it's consistent with everything else, but you had to find something super convoluted, but that's all right.
No, it's not. It's our Real Estate Uncensored. My favorite number 4, 3 times, because they didn't have it just once or twice, so I had to go 3.
Because apparently REU44 was already taken by some other guys that are hosting a show called Real Estate Undead. I don't know. All right, so let's take a viewer question, or question from one of the Facebook groups here real quick, and we'll kind of get into it. So this one caught my eye because it's on door knocking and numbers for door knocking. So let's tackle this one first. So this is from the Lead Gen Scripts and Objections Facebook group. If you're not already a member, go over there. It's free to join.
By the way,
20,000 members.
Matt.
Yes.
Aaron Wittenstein has his birthday today. So happy birthday, Aaron. Hey,
Aaron. Awesome.
Founder of that site, of that group. So hey, man, happy birthday, brother.
That's right. All right, so the question is from Josh Gartenbaum. He says, hey guys, I'm an active door knocker, continually looking to improve, and would like to compare notes and numbers. I think I have good numbers and would love to have someone else to bounce them off of. Who else is door knocking that tracks the numbers that would like to mastermind? So, Greg, give us an example or kind of an idea of what is a good door knocking number in your area with like the lot sizes that you have.
You're talking about per hour or per day?
Yeah, I'm assuming that's what he's looking for, like number of doors you can hit, and then like what results you could expect. Contact ratio, stuff like that.
Yeah, we've tracked about 25 doors an hour. Guys, I'm not, pulling a Brian Casella and jogging from door to door. Fuck that shit.
Yeah. I'm doing like 50 an hour.
That shit.
40 to 50 an hour is what Brian said, right?
You can do that if you're in a closer density property size. We're a half acre, third acre, kind of no streets and no curbs and gutters kind of an area. So about 25 an hour is what we do. I keep up. I'm not out there to do numbers. I'm out there to build relationships. So I go out and talk to one person that's thinking about selling. Dude, that's a win. That's a good day. But I mean, we're seeing anywhere from 7 to 15 to 25% of the people are home. Depends on what time of day, what time of year. Or, is there a holiday like today? This is being recorded on Memorial Day weekend, the Friday of. And so my office right out that door right there is freaking crickets. I mean, agents can take every opportunity to take a day off, and so do the kids. Parents with kids like, hey, my kid has like a sore toe. I think I need to miss work today.
Oh, just wait. They're talking about like pet grievance days and pet sick days.
Oh Christ.
Oh yeah, the world. I'm pretty sure that's when we'll know. That's like the 5th sign of the apocalypse, is when people start taking days off to care for their sick pets.
Well, Matt, my cat Sudi is obese, and so she does. She can't walk that well, so I should probably be there to carry her, right?
Sure. Sure.
No, just put her fat ass on a treadmill. Instead of taking care of the cat, I'm like torturing her. Like, another mile on the treadmill, you fat bitch.
That's right. And you just ticked off every cat lover viewer that we have, including Aaron Wittenstein. All right, so who apparently has 3 of them. So let's get back to the door knocking number. So you're saying about 25 an hour. If you're in a high density area, you can hit more than that, and if you really hustle and hoof it, Brian Casella style, you can hit like 40 or 50 an hour. But what's a good contact ratio in terms of how many doors you're actually going to talk to somebody at?
About 30%. Give or take. I mean, that's on a normal day. Weekends, you'll probably look to maybe double that because people are home, they're gardening, they're watching football, just taking a nap, and you get to wake them up by a doorbell. They're super friendly about that. No. But
that's why the best times for door knocking are 1 to 3 p.m. on a Sunday, right?
Oh, absolutely. Right during the middle of nap time.
That's right.
That's why I hide in my building where there's a door code, and I'm not going to tell you what floor I live on because you'll never be able to find me, so no one's knocking on my door.
That's true. I've been to your place. I could not get back there to save my life.
Thank God it worked. You forgot where I lived. No, but I mean, there's another opportunity. Guys, look at single or double incomes. If you have a single income household neighborhoods you're door knocking in, you're going to get a higher percentage of someone else being at the door. If you have double income, most likely the people are going to be gone, paying for that mortgage. So there's so many factors. I mean, unless I knew more about that specific market area, there's no way I could answer that question.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's true. I mean, it's nice to have some rough estimates, but I mean, it comes down. I mean, I think probably the most helpful part of that is the contact ratio. Just to go out and know that, hey, if I get 2 to 3 people that actually answer the door out of every 10, it's better than phone calls.
Yeah, it's better than the kick in the nuts. I mean, so it's really whatever. Darren Hardy would go out. You guys know Darren Hardy. He used to be the editor-in-chief of Success Magazine. But he would go out and he'd have, a checklist, 50 doors or 50 contacts. I mean, if you're doing 50 contacts, you're going to be out there for a while. If you do 50 doors, that's good enough. Just to dip your big old feet in the pond and see how it feels. Start there. Do 10 a day. Do 20 a day. It's not a huge amount. Start tracking your numbers. Your numbers will start appearing right in front of you for what's going to take place in your marketplace. So that's the best way to get a hold of your own numbers, is just to go do it baby steps.
I mean, it's like I'm thinking of like my parents' neighborhood. I mean, it can literally vary by just crossing the street and jumping up, I don't know, $30,000 or $40,000, and all of a sudden you're in an area that goes from a single income or retired families to married double income families. I mean, just you cross the street and your numbers will drop significantly.
Yeah, married, 3 obese babies, kind of like where you live.
Okay. Shut up, Greg. All right. So there was a really, really interesting one. We were talking about this before we went live. I want to cover this because this question was posted into the Facebook group, the Lead Gen Scripts and Objections group, by Anant Dioris, and he actually found the group by watching us. So he says, hey, all, first-time poster. I found this awesome group from watching Matt Johnson, Greg McDaniel uncensored video. I really hope he's talking about the podcast and not some sort of other uncensored video I'm not aware of.
I would castrate those fuckers if there's another one.
He goes on to say, can I get some recommendations for ISA companies that can handle calling? I'm aware of Phone Animal, that's Tim Heil's company, but the cost for the here and now is prohibitive. So before I get the do the calls yourself comments, just know that that's not our style. I'm from the school of thought that you focus on your strengths and leverage your weakness. So, Greg, what's your thoughts on that first?
In regards to should he go out and do the calls himself?
Yeah, just no. In terms of the ISA and what are his options there? And yeah, then we'll get into the conversation of whether he should do it himself.
Which we had a very energized conversation about that off air.
Yeah.
And I still think I'm always right.
Of course.
Well, naturally. I mean, that's how this goes. We play the game of...
Yeah, naturally, we disagree on virtually everything.
And that's why we're such good friends. So what I would say is that if for an ISA, go maybe take a look at Jeff Combs, a part owner in it, 1,000 calls a day, or go to what's the outsource what's the ISA company?
ISA or the outsource company? You talking about MyOutDesk?
MyOutDesk.
Okay.
Go hire a part-time ISA from MyOutDesk in the Philippines. Kind of test it out. I think it's positive to do it. I mean, if you don't want to do it or you're just not comfortable doing it, go hire the best person on planet Earth that you can hire. Another opportunity is go to Craigslist or go to some sort of local source, pay someone, and this is what I would actually do. If you have a few extra bucks, I mean, My Outdesk is going to be the most economical choice, but unfortunately, there is a language barrier that is there. We have hired them a couple times to do phone calls, and we've ended up just pissing off our database. Actually, our database, not cold calls. So what I did is we went and hired Chuck, and he sounds like me, looks like me. You know, I've taught him about the area. He speaks with knowledge about the area. But you know, firing someone in your local neighborhoods, pay them 10, 15 bucks an hour, have them do cold calls. You know, and then that way, you know, if they talk about Pete's Brass Rail, which is a local, you know, kind of like everybody goes there kind of a restaurant, then that person could talk about it with knowledge, and the homeowner on the other end of the phone would feel comfortable going, okay, this person's legit. They're not, you know, robo dialing from Omaha, Nebraska.
Yeah. Yeah, which is a horrible place to robo dial from.
Oh my God. Why would you do that?
Why? Just kill yourself. Just
get it over with. You're killing me.
Correct. All right, so let's get into the conversation of whether he should even go and hire an ISA at all, because this is clearly, I believe, you know, in leveraging your, you know, your strengths, doubling down on the stuff that you do best, and outsourcing your weakness. However, because I know Jeff and I know Frank, who co-own 1,000 Calls a Day, and I've been around them enough to hear their experiences with clients, it seems to me that the highest failure rate comes from the people that hire them because they don't want to do the calls themselves, and or because they don't have the follow-up systems in place to really capitalize on the leads. So they're hoping that an ISA can come along and like set appointments for them and really qualify these people, and what they're getting is the ISA is handing over people that have expressed interest, and they will be making a move at some point, and then there needs to be a follow-up process that then takes place, and they don't have those systems in place to really do it at a high level, and so they end up losing contact with those people, and they fall out the bottom of the funnel, right? So I'm all for, like, you know, leveraging your, doubling down on what you do best, outsourcing what you don't do best. I think there's a lot of areas that applies. I don't know that this is one of them, just experientially from watching and hearing about multiple people fail at this thing because they're looking to avoid the work of cold calling. You know what I'm saying? And I think one of the things that makes you really good at cold calling is that the fact that, number one, you've done it, but then that gives you the credibility and the experience and that fingertip feel for how to correctly manage an ISA and know when they're doing a good or a poor job. If you've never done it before, what credibility do you have to manage them? And that's where someone like 1,000 Calls a Day comes in, is they'll do the management for you, which I understand. So if you're willing to pay the money, yes, go outsource it, but don't just outsource it to someone in the Philippines, because you're going to have to manage them. Find somebody to manage it for you that has done the cold calls, because they're the only ones that can really manage them with credibility. Does that make sense?
That's an incredibly long, complicated answer to a very simple question. I get where you're coming from, but naturally I disagree with you.
Not allowed, Greg.
Yeah, oh, this is happening, pal. But I mean, in reality speaking, if you're not good at it and you're going to fuck it up, then don't do it. You know, go hire someone 1,000 calls a day that manages these people if you got a few extra bucks, and go do what you like to. Maybe you're like Matt and you like to do in-person meetings and you absolutely abhor the phone and you run away screaming when it rings because you're unfamiliar with it because you've never used it before. You know, if that's the case, then go hire someone. But you know, Matt has a very small part of his comment was correct. I mean,
really, a very small part of my comment is correct. Yeah, I'm curious as to what part that is.
That if you don't know what you're going to be managing, or you don't know what is going to be a good quality or bad quality of an ISA, get your ass on the phone, do a couple of hours of calling, do a month of calling, get your feet wet, understand what they're going to be battling out there, and then you can come in and say, okay, this is what I've experienced, this is what you're going to experience. You know, go and this is what you can expect. If you absolutely just don't want to do it, then find another way of prospecting. Drop mic.
Yeah, my recommendation would be to double down on the things that you do best, and if you have a system for generating leads that doesn't require cold calling, then double down on training people how to run that system. So if it's a relationship referral based system, great. Teach other people how to do it. Give them the tools to do it, whether it's referral marketing, database marketing, educational based video marketing, like whatever that is for you, whatever it's working. just do more of that. Do it in a leveraged way. And there's ways to get other people into your funnel without it being through cold call prospecting. So that's just one of the options.
Well,
you know, you can also go to viral marketing and have them do, you know, they can run your whole Facebook lead gen strategy now. I mean, they have a service where you can just pay them to manage your Facebook strategy. And just bring new people into your funnel. And then if you have good follow-up systems, then that's your way to reach out to new people.
My guys, if you don't want to do the cold call stuff, look, each one of you that is either hearing my voice live or if you're hearing on the recording, go think about a skill that you possess that I don't know you have, and go do a lot of that skill, and go be around other people that are like-minded that want to, you know, talk about that skill. And then just start making friends. Look, guys, we just went into escrow on our $3.5 million home yesterday, all cash, quick close, which is a direct response from my father, who was, you know, putting the original Grandmaster was having wine and chocolate every night. My mom was going, hey, tub of guts, go get your fat ass in the pool and start working off the weight. My dad's like, okay, honey. And so he got in the pool, met a guy. We listed his house for 1.7 last year. We sold it. He introduced us to the next door neighbor, which is a 3.5, and we just put that pending because he went and did an action that he just wanted to go do and have fun. Yep. So if you don't want to do the calls, don't do the calls. You don't want to do the doors, don't do the doors. Go find that trait and double, triple, quadruple down on it and go have fun. If you want to go work out in the middle of the day, because there's that Zumba class you've been wanting to do, not going to be me. Go where, because I would not be able to keep up with the steps, dude. I'd be the dipshit in the back, like, wait, this way, fuck it, I'm done.
Yeah, I can literally do 4 different things with every limb. I can do multiple polyrhythms. I cannot dance.
No, zero rhythm. But I mean, guys, if you guys can dance, go to dance classes. If you guys like to do pottery, go to pottery classes. Guess who's doing this shit in the middle of the day? The people that have money. So go spend time with those people. They're very nice people, I've heard.
I'm sure. Yeah. All right. There's a really good book called Referral of a Lifetime by Tim Templeton. Yes. There we go.
Say it 5 times.
Wow.
Do it.
Absolutely not. Nope. All right, Referral of a Lifetime. So go get that book. That is a great book on relationship-based selling, database selling, and if you want to go that direction, really double down on that, that's the way to go. So that's that. And with that, we will end our discussion of how to double down or whether you should hire an ISA.
As said by the Matt Johnson, we shall end it when he says, yes, we end it now.
All right, so let's do some shout-outs, shall we? And then we'll get into the bulk of what we're going to talk about today.
I bet I have more shout-outs than you do.
I bet you do.
Whole page full. See? Whole page full.
Yes. So I was talking to Jamie Cox, actually messaging back and forth with him right now on Facebook. And so he's putting together the cruise in December that we've been invited to speak on. So if you are interested, you want some details on that, you are not familiar with how to get those details, go join Jamie's Facebook group, the Realtor Lead Generation Strategies, I believe, or just friend request Realtor Lead Generation, or go friend request Jamie Cox. We're working on how we can get that information to people a little bit more easily. So I suggested maybe a landing page. We'll put something together where we can send people to like gregandmattgocruising.com or something like that. I don't know. It sounds very. It's not the best heterosexual landing page name I've ever come up with, but well, now I'm just gonna buy that. So okay, I have to tell you. Speaking on that, I have to tell you this story. So Jeff and I and his 2 guys are up in Ottawa speaking. Right, I completely forgot to tell you this. So the the first day, Jeff comes out. We're doing, like, he's kind of giving his intro, like, this is who I am, this is who we are. It's not more than, like, 6 minutes in. They have no idea who we are. We met a few people the night before, but we're in front of, like, 100 agents that don't know who the hell we are. And Jeff goes, so if you just go to jeffsgift.com, there's a free, I'm like, no, like, it's jeffsfreegift.com. I'm like, I don't make any guarantees on what you'll find at jeffsgift.com. The whole place, like, just died. Like, it completely broke the ice. It was perfect.
Oh,
that sounds really creepy. Like, that, no.
Oh. I just see a paneled van in a dark alley. That's all I see in my mind. Oh,
Yeah.
Christ.
So anyway, okay. So Jamie Cox. So we're working on putting
Yeah.
together some details, but the cruise are like the second week of December. So if you're interested, reach out to us. Reach out to Jamie Cox on Facebook, and he'll get you the details on that. It's a really awesome like 7-day run through the Eastern Caribbean. So we're hitting like St. Thomas and like maybe St.
NASA,
Kitts or something like that. It's a cool run. So anyway.
it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yes, yes. And then, so I'm meeting with Kurt today in person. It's my version of the McDaniel Challenge. So if you're going to be in the San Diego area and you want to meet up for coffee or something, just talk about your business, any difficulties that you are working through, or long-term strategy stuff like that. Questions on vendors. I think that's what a lot of what me and Kurt are going to talk about today is kind of figuring out what he wants to implement in his business. So those are all great questions that I can help out with. So if you're in the San Diego area, just hit me up on Facebook. So it's Pursuing Results. Everything that you can find me, Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat is all under that. Pursuing Results. Same thing, pursuingresults.com. And then, yeah, so we got Viral. Quick shout out for them, gregsmarketingexamples.com, to see what they do for him, the blog, the YouTube channel, the emails they send out. You can get a video on how exactly what they do for Greg. And then Homing In, go download that.
Absolutely do it, people. It's free leads. What the fuck are you not? What are you doing not doing it?
That's right.
You're mentally, you're going to put you in a mental institution if you don't do it.
Oh yeah, and by the way, I got hooked up with a guest. So Hank Avink, who has not been on the show yet, but I've spoken to a lot. He's a former KW guy, so he's an amazing coach, good, super good guy. I was talking to him on Facebook this morning. He's going to hook us up and did introduce me to a guest that's pulling 40 grand in commission this month,
Ooh.
just herself and an assistant. You know where she works? What market she's in?
Omaha, Nebraska.
Des Moines, Iowa.
Wow.
40 grand in commission.
How many deals
So
is
she's
that?
gonna be on the show coming up.
Wow. Well, impressive to hear that. I can't wait to see how she can do that. I can take it, implement it into my business, and see what maybe we can do 400,000 in this month.
No, you gotta 10x everything.
Fuck yeah, I do.
You just have to be a douche.
Douche-tastic. All right, God, let's go. All right,
your shout outs.
Okay, guys, I've had a very active week. I love all of you. Thank you guys for watching my Facebook Lives. If you guys haven't watched them yet, you haven't been blessed with my voice in another format, there's your chance. Go to follow me on Facebook or go friend me. I'm running out of friends, guys. I seriously think I have 2 more allowed. Okay, so here we go. Brad hit me up on the Zillow message, Matt. I haven't gotten a Zillow message before, but Brad hit me up on Zillow. Seriously.
You can use Zillow to message people?
Yeah.
That's just because
I'm just baffled. I'm waiting for smoke signals or carrier pigeons next. So he hit me up. He want to talk about Mojo. He loves the show, dude. We're doing a great job. Nikki and I had an opportunity to talk. She took the MCC. What a great talk we get. We talked about mindset and unfucking her mind and just getting her moving forward and getting her squared away. So Nikki, I really hope that helped. I had a blast talking with you. Bob hit me up on LinkedIn. I posted a big thing from Cora about the San Francisco Bay real estate market. Posted up there. He read the whole thing. It was like a freaking novel, but it was great content. He hit me up. Loves the show as well. YouTube, the Farm Syndicate is who hit me up. Whoever it is, share all of our stuff with their real estate clients, and they love the show. So boom, players. I love how you guys love this stuff. Natalia took the call with me. Natalia, what a true pleasure to talk with you. She and I think, came up with a whole new business that has never been done before. And so she's an ex-model and is still a model. And so to get her started, she's gonna go out and she's gonna start getting her model friends and photographers all doing like lifestyle photos in the house, so people can see how they could possibly be living in the home. Models get the photos, photographers get the photos. Everybody wins. Laura, talked with you last night. What an amazing opportunity to get to know you more. Thank you so much, dude. I think you're going to do great in the investment side. Keep it up, and either Seattle or Anchorage, wherever you end up, you're going to love it. Amazing to talk with you. Jackie hit me up on Facebook Message. She's a new agent, door knocking. Any advice? Gave her hopefully some good advice. So go out and just knock it out of the park. Michael did the same thing. Talked to him for a little bit. Left him a script. He went out and door knocked. He said he got a lot of great responses. Brian McKenna, sorry, dude. Wrote an article on Inman. I did a Facebook Live about it yesterday. Awesome. What a great article. You guys go find Brian McKenna. in Inman and read some of his stuff. It's good stuff. Beth Skinner, you are an amazing, amazing human being, because she just had her second Real Estate Uncensored fan club Denver chapter meetup. So you guys keep rocking and growing. That's amazing. We're getting some stuff started up in Omaha, Nebraska. We also have, I've heard of a couple other people in Seattle, Phoenix, Arizona. Where's the other one? Houston, Texas, and somewhere in Florida. Fuck, I forgot where's in Florida. Anyways, they're starting to sprout up, guys. So go find one. And then
That's
Eric,
awesome.
yeah, it's so fucking cool, dude. Eric Carey, you cracked me up, dude. He called me up. He's like, you motherfucker, you did the nestled so deep. Right when I had a big old thing of pretzels on my mouth and I spit them all over my car, motherfucker. I'm like, it's not my fault you're having my mouth of stuff full of pretzels. Matt and I just funny. I mean, what can I say? So that's it. Wow.
Woo.
That's a double speed, dude.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, I need a drink after that.
I believe it. Yeah, you had your carrot juice this morning.
Yes, I
Sadly for
did.
the rest of us.
Actually, yesterday I saw the organic carrot juice and there's one left. I'm like, oh, fuck yeah, I'm grabbing that. Matt's going to hate me.
Yes, and there was a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yes, it is. So, Matt, where should people hear us?
Nestled. Right between our ears where we so belong. That reminds me. I completely forgot to tell people they need to subscribe on YouTube, iTunes, and Stitcher. Good Lord. What is going on with me?
You need carrot juice, pal.
I didn't have my carrot juice. That's the problem.
Jeez. Yeah. Well, we know what's wrong with you.
Yeah.
All right. Moving forward. What do we got?
Right. Whew, that right there, True Professionalism by David Maister. Awesome, awesome book. This is what we're covering right here, this particular chart. I know, it's very difficult to see.
Mm-hmm.
And there we go. How about that?
Well, yeah, that's nice.
Is it backwards?
No, for me, it's just let's read it.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so we're talking about like the 4 different kinds of service. So this applies to really any kind of like professional service firm or individual service provider. It doesn't matter whether you're a consultant. We like to talk about how it applies to real estate today, and one of the things, and I remind people of this as much as possible, which is that quote from Chris Angel where he said, we're not in the sales industry anymore, we're in a consulting industry. So the more that you read about stuff from the traditional consulting and the professional service industry, the more you realize, oh, this stuff now applies to real estate. We're not just salespeople, right? We are consultants. So now we're kind of all swimming in those waters, right?
Yeah, but people, I always tell everybody, you guys take away the names, real estate agent. You're a real estate consultant. You're advising people on a large purchase. You're not selling them on that. They've already come to that conclusion. They either want to buy or they want to sell. Okay. So you're an advisory role, and you're just going to help them through the process. Give them the best possible information that you can. Yesterday, I went down and showed a $1.3 million home in a city called Lafayette, Livermore, south of me, about 30 minutes, long ass drive. But we walked in, and my client and I were walking around, and we were looking at the house, and it was beat to shit, to be honest. And they have 6 kids, sweetest people ever. The last round was buy one get one free when it came to kids. Special.
That's what happens when you get your kids from like Payless Shoe Source.
Or that's where you buy your condoms. Whoops, there's a hole in that one. Oh, bummer.
Okay.
But we went down there, and my client looked at me, and he's like, so dude, what do you think? What do you think about this house? And I said, honestly, man, this is not the house for you. We should definitely walk away from this. This is going to be a Pandora's box. You're going to open it up. It's going to keep popping out weird shit that you don't know what to do with. So, I think that we really need to go find another home. He's like, okay, Greg, I trust you. And I'm like, wow, that's such an incredible feeling when people legitimately look at you and be like, wow. And then you think to yourself, like, I'm actually consulting them. They're listening to my advice because they trust me. They like me. They believe in my advice. And that is very powerful stuff. And I highly believe that that you guys, that's where your mind needs to be. You are a trusted resource. So act like it.
Yeah.
Stop being a
that's one of the points of the whole book. We won't get into that right now, but he mentions elsewhere in the book that the willingness to do what's best for your clients, even when it's not in your own best interest, is part of the definition of true professionalism, and that's what it takes to be somebody's trusted advisor. Otherwise, you are just a salesperson. Nobody wants to be sold to.
Nobody wants to be sold to, and everybody does want to buy. Yeah, cliche, but whatever. It's true. You can't push a seller out of a home, but you can draw them out. That's the cool thing about it. So you find the incentive and then go for it. Haley and Beth are blowing me up on Facebook right now, saying they can't stop laughing their asses off.
Good.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you guys are watching. Kudos to you.
That's right. Okay, so let's we'll blow through these definitions real quick, and then we'll get into kind of what the implications are and how to actually apply this stuff to your real estate business and your career. So first of all, we'll go through like the 4 different types of services would be the pharmacist, the nurse, the brain surgeon, the psychotherapist. So it's all kind of drawn from healthcare, and the way that it goes is the pharmacist. What's up?
Yeah, hot nurse.
It does not say. So yes, for you, Greg can be a hot nurse.
Okay.
There's a high degree of client interaction required with nursing, so yeah. Sure.
Well, you're out then.
Okay. Yeah, there's a reason why that's funny. We won't get into that. So the pharmacist is the one with the lowest degree of client contact. Basically, you're doing something for them behind the scenes, and you just present the product or the solution, and bam, they take it, they move on. The client focus is just on getting the result. The nurse is where they're focused not just on the results, but they also want the interaction. They want their hand held. They want to be part of the decision-making process. They want things explained to them. That's the kind of world that we run in. So that's really where real estate agents as a whole kind of live their lives, is with those types of clients. Yes, it's a predictable process, and we know that a lot of the behind-the-scenes stuff is pretty typical. I mean, real estate hasn't changed that much. There's not a lot of innovation going on. There's not a lot of creative problem-solving going on outside of figuring out how to deal with idiots that mess up paperwork. And so
it's a big one, though.
It's a big one. It's a big one, but it's part of a proven, repeatable process. It's a familiar, mature service. So we're in that nursing zone. Then you've got brain surgeon, who is the super high technical level skills, not a lot of client interaction. They go in, they want you to they don't know exactly how to solve their problem. They want you to solve their problem and come back with the result, right? Mm-hmm. Then you've got the psychotherapist, super high technical skills, super high level of client interaction. This is what I do for Jeff. Like, we work closely together to build elite real estate systems, and he wants me to help solve problems that he doesn't know how to solve, and we solve them together, and we do it every step of the way together. So my relationship to Jeff is like the psychotherapist role in terms of consulting. So I think the problem is a lot of professionals like to think of ourselves as brain surgeons, when really what the client wants is a nurse. Does that make sense, Greg?
No, it totally does. I mean, we all think we're super cool. That's why we put those, the alphabet, soup behind our names on our business cards. We think if
anybody cares.
Nobody gives a fucking shit, dude. Nobody cares. Everyone's like, what does that actually even mean? I mean, if you treat them with respect, you have partial knowledge about the area, you don't call them mom fat, and you don't kick them in the shins, guess what, guys? You're going to get a deal. I've seen morons get deals before, and I'm dumbfounded how they
often do.
I know. What the fuck? But you know what? The client doesn't know that. You know the difference, but they don't. So yeah, I totally get that. I mean, they just want to be handheld. That's it. You don't need everything explained to them, even though you should be able to do it. Just, if you have that smarts, good. Please retain it. Get smarter. Become better. Enhance our industry. But don't force feed the client that. Don't show them something that they don't give a fuck about.
Yeah.
Because if you're trying
it's not valuable to them.
No,
they don't understand the value. So value that isn't perceived is not received, right?
Yeah, exactly right. And then even if you do explain it to them, they're still going to be sitting there going, huh? Yeah. They're like, no, let me do it again. They're like, oh God, no, not again. Fuck, Here we go.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of designations. There's a couple that I think are genuinely helpful in potentially getting you more clients, which would be the certified negotiation expert. I like how Brett Jennings' team in Silicon Valley, like all of his agents are certified negotiation specialists, and they actually explain that on the website, like it's part of their competitive advantage. And then Jenny Williams is working on a new designation. It's released in Alabama as part of the continuing education, and I would like to try to help her bring it here because it's a home marketing specialist designation, which I think would actually be genuinely helpful, not only in giving information to agents on how to frickin' do more than just put a sign in the yard, but it would also help.
There's more to real estate than that?
Yeah, I know, Greg.
I've been doing it wrong for years.
Try to keep up. Yeah, you haven't done it wrong. It's a good thing I'm here. I'm glad we're in this relationship together. But that's a designation that I actually think would be helpful because it makes the agent more aware of stuff they could and should be doing to market the home, and gives them something tangible. It's a tangible benefit that will help them take more listings by helping them present their marketing knowledge and their marketing plan in a listing presentation.
Well, it's also going to build their self-confidence.
those are
Their
the
self-confidence, then they're going to have more mental, stability when they walk into a listing for the first time. They have this marketing, background. They're okay. I don't know my ass from a hole in the wall, but I sure as hell know how to market because I took this class.
Yeah.
Whatever, dude. Whatever it takes to get you started. I think it's phenomenal.
Yep,
Keep it up.
Exactly, I agree. All right, so let's get into the nursing part, like this whole analogy about being the nurse and what that means. So what's up?
The hot nurse, Matt.
Sure, why not? The hot nurse. So if you want to be the hot nurse, you got to keep it fit. You got to hit the gym. But anyway,
Tight.
keep it tight. So nursing, the key about nursing, this whole business model of what he calls the nurse, it allows for a high degree of client interaction, but also a high degree of leverage. That's a very, very good thing. What that means is that in order to be more profitable, it's not just about working harder. It's not just about interacting with the client more. It means you can hire people less skilled than you to do things that you should not be doing and pay them less. Set up the right training and support systems and the right structure and all that good stuff. But one of the interesting things he mentions right up front in this book is that when he surveyed, like, accounting firms, lawyers, all these professional service firms that are kind of outside of our world, what he found is that professionals would admit, not just he suspected, they would admit to him that somewhere between 30 and 50% of their job, the stuff they were spending their time on, could have been done by someone that was less senior than them with a little bit of training and supervision.
Huh. So
we're talking about architects, lawyers, accountants, high-level people admit that their jobs, half of their jobs, could have been done by somebody less valuable, less expensive, less well-trained than they are.
Not less valuable, just
valuable to the marketplace in terms of what they're paid. Yeah, well, less skilled.
We go over this all the time as real estate agents. We keep trying to, and I say we as a royal we, anyone who's out there talking about this, been doing this for more than 5 minutes. You know what? You're not best spent, doing the entire file by yourself instead of hiring a TC, a transaction coordinator. Look, that's not your best use time. Look, if you're better, better
probably
time
not
use is door knocking or calls, huh?
And it's probably not serving the client as well either.
No, not at all. I mean, you used to. I mean, you should know how to run a file. Don't get me wrong. But when you learn it and then pass it off to a TC for $375 that we pay per deal, oh my Christ, it is the best money on earth. I mean, organizing, problems. But realistically, find what you're truly, truly good at, and then outsource the rest of the stuff, AKA cold calls, Matthew, like we were talking about.
Yeah, okay.
Victory!
All right. So here's the key from his perspective. In order to be profitable, if you're going to be a nurse, and that's what your clients expect of you, first of all, you have to get clear on what your clients actually want, because what they want is this kind of repeatable, proven system. I mean, look at the teams that are the most successful. They're not presenting themselves as super creative problem solvers. They're presenting themselves as, hey, we have a proven, repeatable system for getting homes sold or for finding you the right home. And look at all of these other people that it worked for. Testimonial, 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 testimonial. Right? It's all about proof, 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 proof. This has worked before for X, Y, Z. It'll work for you, right? So, and that's one of the things that you do. You're getting out your brochure. So not only that, but one of the
super
best
heavy book.
Yeah, I mean, you've got testimonials in there. You've got like push pins where all of the homes you've sold.
Oh yeah, I mean this thing. I just bring it. It's heavy cardstock, so it's really it really feels good to the hand. I introduced my team to them. I'll get to the push pins. Give us some stats, and then there's little numbers all up in there because we couldn't fit them all in there. But just giving this, guys, this is my listing presentation. I literally just go like this. There you go. You can read over that when I leave. We're awesome. I seriously do that. I didn't like.
Do you awesome. Really?
Yeah, I bring that. That's my listing presentation, and I just sit there and
wait a minute. You don't show up with a fancy iPad with lots of things for you to read?
Oh, fuck no. You kidding me? That's not gonna happen. But because I mean, I'll walk through the numbers with them, but I'm like, do you guys want me to go through the whole thing, or do you guys just want to kind of figure out how we're gonna get the home sold? They're like, we don't really need to see all the numbers, Greg. Let's just talk about how you're gonna get the home sold. I'm like, good choice. This will put you to. If you need to go to take a nap, just read this.
All right, we need to get you and Jeff on the line together and like compare your listing presentation strategy. Very, 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 very different.
Yep. And I haven't lost one yet. Yep. So, and I wear jeans and Vans and with an untucked dress shirt.
Yeah.
So
maybe you're just a fundamentally more likable person than other people. I don't know.
Very proven. They actually did studies about that at Harvard.
Very, very proven. Okay. So if you're going to like some of the takeaways that I took from this and applying them to real estate is that you can't think of yourself as a brain surgeon. If you lock yourself into that mentality that, well, if I don't do it myself, somebody else is going to suck at it and they're going to screw it up, that locks you into doing everything yourself for the rest of your life. And you'll still be doing the same things when you're 50 and 60 and hopefully, if you live that long, 70 years old. But you'll still be, it's like the older ladies you mentioned in your office the other day, Greg. I mean, they're still in there, still prospecting. You know, we've had people on our show before that are in their mid to late 50s that are still prospecting, still hitting the phones every day because they don't have that database. They don't have any staff trained up that can take over for them. They have no real. They have no structure. They have no methodologies, procedures, tools to bring other people along into and plug them into the structure so that other people can do some of that work.
Yeah, that wasn't their mindset. Back in the day, you know, it was Teams. That was like a cuss word. You know, it's become, you know, culturally acceptable in the real estate, you know, arena. But I mean, this whole thing about like building yourself out of the business. That's not the way it was originally taught. It was, you know, hard sell, run, you know, do it again. It was the hamster wheel from hell.
Very pride,
never get off
based.
Yeah, very much, because I got the award. Terry has, I've seen him throw away boxes and boxes and boxes and boxes of awards that he got. Really? He just doesn't. Oh yeah, he just like, fuck this. I don't need them, you know, because he got them, and because that's the way it was. It's like, hey, you want this award? Go run, and you know you'll get this award. Terry's like, chugga, 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 chugga. Ding, award showed up, right? And that's the way it was working. But now, I mean, above me here are all of our awards for being the top 3% or 5% or 1% of the company. And dude, I honestly, fuck award shows. First off, I mean, you should, what a waste.
Yes, we had a very lively discussion one time when you did a show right after an awards banquet. Good Lord, there was a lot of profanity in that episode.
Wait, I don't cuss, Matt. But yeah, I mean, the way that we're all thinking now, yes, you should be working on an exit strategy. There are a lot of proven, you know, structures out there. Pick one that works for you. Build slow, build fast. It doesn't matter. We had a lady come on the McDaniel Challenge. She built a team in like, I think 12 or 16 months to the point where she showed up in the office maybe once a month, and they just mailbox money just showed up. Incredible. Yeah, just a machine, just shoot through stuff.
But here's the thing, like a machine is a very, very good word for it. That really is what it takes. You have to build a machine. If you don't have a machine, you're not going to get those kind of results, you know? Right. And most people aren't focused on building a machine. They're focused on doing it themselves, maybe with a little bit of help. They would like to get some help, or they want to partner with somebody that's also doing everything themselves and think that's going to help. It doesn't solve anything. You know, you have to be willing, and this is where this goes into, is if you're going to max out your profit and you're in a business where people want you to be the nurse, then just accept the role. If you pride yourself on being a brain surgeon and every problem is brain surgery, you're going to piss a lot of people off because they just want the solution. They don't want your creative problem solving. They don't want all the stats. They don't want you to prove how technically gifted you are. They just want to know, hey, have you done this thing for other people successfully? Do those people look like me? Right? That people want testimonials where it's the exact same type of situation. They just want to know that you've done the same thing for other people successfully, and then hold my hand through the process so that I feel involved. Right? So if you're in that business, like we all are in real estate or consulting, whatever your business is, if you're in that business where people expect you to be the nurse, embrace it, because it's good news. Because the good news is somebody can do all that back-end work behind the client stuff for you for a lot less than you can do it yourself, probably better than you can do it yourself, and you can build a really profitable, really nice business on that business model. But you have to be willing. You know?
I'm doing that actually right now. I'm stepping away from a few different things that I have done on a daily basis. First, I'll be honest with you guys. I dropped my pen again. Sorry.
Dropped your pen on the microphone.
Yeah. Like that.
Yeah. You sound like you're tuning a bass drum.
But when I stepped away from these daily tasks, I literally felt like useless. I'm like, now what do I do? I literally sat in my office. I had Chuck doing all the calls and all the follow-ups. I just sat there. I'm like, now what? Well, I found something.
Jump on Facebook Live, I guess.
Yeah, I guess I'll have to harass my Facebook friends. Hi, Facebook friends. And me again. I'm bored. No, but I really found stuff to do. I mean, what did I do? I picked up more clients. Matt and I have a couple of side projects that we're working on that are going to be, incredibly awesome for everybody that's going to be using these products. And so I got to put my time into where we're going to be making a lot of money, helping a lot of people. I mean, if you don't want to step away from your daily project, but maybe because you're nervous about like what I just said and experiencing uselessness for a little bit, don't jump on that, because I know you're waiting for you to be like, oh really?
No, I'm not. I'm not going to go after that sensitive underbelly.
Thank you, Thoth. But I mean, go find something that you're really good at and do it again. Maybe go train one of your team members who kind of sucks, how to get him or her better. Just find that thing, or just go home and sleep, whatever you want to do. Not the most productive thing, but whatever.
That's right. All right. So we'll finish off. I just want to give a couple of some of his keys to being more profitable if you're in this kind of nursing business model, and then we'll take a couple more questions from the Facebook group. So the first thing that he says is create methodologies and tools so that you can deliver results predictably, and this is the first step. So learning to kind of watch yourself do what you do, and then create checklists for yourself. Eventually those checklists then you kind of modify a little bit for other people. But first you got to understand, what do clients like about me? What value am I delivering? And then figure out, the checklist for it. So I mean, some of the basics, you can steal a lot of this stuff from other people. There's other programs out there in terms of like, hey, what's the checklist for putting a new home on the MLS? What's the checklist for bringing a home to market? And then you can customize that a little bit. Like, there's a lot of stuff out there. 151-step marketing plan, 189-point marketing plan. Like, you can get all that stuff online and then tweak it.
That actually reminds me, we're going to get a guest on here. Her name is Debbie DiMaggio. She and her husband have a very successful team over in Piedmont. She just wrote a book called The 52 Steps to Real Estate. And so I'm going to start covering those on my Facebook Lives, and we're going to get her on and talk to her about how she helps her agents do that. So that'd be a great thing. Thanks for reminding me about that.
Absolutely. All right, so then the next step is to take those methodologies, tools, checklists, whatever you want to call them, and use them to train other people to deliver the same results that you get for your clients, right? Obviously, those people make less than you do, and then you take the overage, which is that's your profit for setting up the system and the structure for making them more successful than they would be otherwise. Mm-hmm. So then you improve the other way to be more valuable in that kind of role is to improve your counseling skills so that your clients are less sensitive to your fees. And this goes back to like the referral of a lifetime, like building a business around personal relationships. Those people that are loyal to you because they already know, like, and trust you, and then they develop a need for your service and then come to you for that, those people are less likely at the end of that process to go, hey, I'm not going to sign with you unless it's for less than 5%.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there are people that are loyal to you, that know, like, and trust you, that have a relationship with you, are always going to be less sensitive to your fees, and they're going to knock you down less.
Well, you have to stand up and keep your fees too. You can't let someone just, like, oh, you're a friend, I'll do it for whatever percent under.
Yeah, there's a little bit of that. I get that. Like, when you're talking about like close existing friends or relatives, yeah, you will get that. They're going to ask, but
yeah. And then you firmly say no.
Yeah. Well, then you need to do a better job of presenting your value, and we've talked about that. Like, they have to understand that, again, that comes back to, yes, you're their friend, but then they're still looking at you as a commodity, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you need to do a better job of presenting why you're different. And hey, all these other realtors do this. I do everything that they do, plus these 5 things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I'll bring you a bottle of wine to the next dinner party.
Sure, why not?
$2 Chuck, Carla Rossi, right. Whatever you want.
So that's my perspective on things. Hopefully that makes sense. The book is True Professionalism, so I would encourage you to get that. It's a really, really good read. And so if you're in the nursing kind of business model, leverage. Leverage is the key to being more profitable. Figure out how to hire people and train them to do what you do, and then let them do those things and be like Greg. Make yourself useless.
Dude, I don't know what it is in this fucking office today. It's like an Indian sweat lodge up in here. I don't know if they turn the heater on or something, but shit.
All right.
I feel useless because I can't stay cool. Anyways.
Okay. So this question caught my eye. We'll finish off with a couple of these, and then we'll kind of wrap a bow on this one.
Sweet, let's do it.
So Michael DeGiovanna asks, can anyone suggest a good book or article on cold calling? So has anything really caught your eye over the years, Greg?
Usually I have an answer for everything, and this one I don't. But I've never hunted it down though. I did a live video that it's now. You just go search Greg McDaniel live prospecting call or something, and it's a 30-minute call of me just doing, interacting live with people as I do, my cold calling.
That's got like 3,000 views on yeah, it's on YouTube on our YouTube channel. Just scroll down to the bottom of the front page.
Besides that, there's some stuff from some other guys that are staged calls, but I really have never looked into that. It's interesting. I'll look into that. I've heard a lot of people
Tom,
cold calling is dead.
I was going to go books on cold calling, and I haven't sought that out a lot either. But I mean, anything by Tom Hopkins is good. But with the one I was thinking of, just for the mindset of it all, would be probably the compound effect.
Compound effect is awesome no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
I found a PDF, The Art of Cold Calling and the Science of Contact, InsideSales.com. It's a PDF. Yeah, you guys can go there. Just go.
Predictable revenue is good for that too, as far as understanding the structure of cold calling and then how to follow up and stuff like that. It's really good.
The top 10 dumb cold calling mistakes to ensure failure. That's
you can do a whole Facebook Live on that. All right, so he does have a second part to his question. So he's asking for any recommendations on Bluetooth or wireless headsets. So Greg, you want to share what you use?
Yeah, I use. How do I do this? You guys are coming for a trip with me. Hey, look, it's closer. I use this thing. It's a GN Netcom wireless headset right here. This little guy is phenomenal. I can go 300 yards or 300 feet away from. Oops, sorry, you're gonna get sick. Oops, hang on. We'll be jamming in a second.
Oh, just violently threw up.
But I use that thing. I've had that headset right there. 4 or 5 years. I've replaced the battery once. The thing's a freaking just a rock star of a headset. It's like less than $200. Go to hellodirect.com. And you can look at wireless headsets and it'll be there. So that's what I would use, and I would recommend it to anybody and everybody. They do have a dual headphone version, but I end up yelling, "Hey, can you hear me?" Because I can't hear my own tonality, and I'm already a loud enough human being.
So in other words, it has like two things that go over your ears, and it actually cuts out your ability to hear your own voice through your own ears?
No. It doesn't cut out. I just talk louder. And so there's a variety. You can do corded, uncorded. You can do all kinds of stuff. But Hello Direct is definitely your go-to, in my personal opinion.
All right, cool. All right, so there's let's see. Jonathan Isaac Anderson asked, would you still go on a FSBO preview if they tell you they aren't willing to pay a buyer's agent?
Fuck no.
Yeah, that seems to be the consensus. So explain, first of all, would you take that at face value? That they're not willing to pay. That would be my thing. Like, yes, I understand structurally and commission-wise. Like, if they're not willing to pay a buyer's agent, it's not worth going. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. I don't know that I would necessarily believe them, if that makes sense.
Well, I don't know. If you got to listen to their tonality. If they're saying, "Look, pal, I'm not paying any commission," you're like, "Okay, I'm not going to waste my time." If they say, "Well, no, I don't think we'd pay a commission," okay, there's a possibility. Go in, go for the kill and see what you can get.
Yeah.
But, first, guys, is value. You've got to show them that you're not just a blood-sucking real estate agent. You got to go in, build them a nice little RPR report or a touch CMA, or bring an article from the NAR about, how they make, people, FSBOs, when they list with an agent, they make on average 14% more, or, $40,000, so that they can make more cash. Find out what their true goal is. What do they need to net? Are they doing it because they need to net a certain number? Figure out what that number is. See if you can net that or higher while paying a commission, and have someone represent them. So there's a whole lot of angles to go at on that. Just first find out what their biggest objection is and why they don't want to pay the commission. Did they get told by someone that real estate agents suck? Are they right on that line of equity? Like, they just don't have any room to pay? Are they just a cheap bastard? I mean, whatever it is, just figure it out.
All right, I like it. All right, well, we're coming to the end of our time. So, Greg, why don't you refresh everyone's memory as if they would forget. But what is the McDaniel Challenge, and how might someone take advantage of such a glorious opportunity?
Oh, the McDaniel Challenge is an enlightening and beautiful experience while we have a few cocktails, ask some questions, get to know each other, relax. It is an hour and a half to 2 hour phone call I do on a nightly basis, 4 nights a week, Monday through Thursday. We'll help you with anything that's stopping you, blocking you, hindering you from getting to where you want to be. We're going to talk marketing, real estate, prospecting, mindset, emotional well-being, whatever is on your mind. I have yet to be stumped, and I know someone's listening to this going, I'll stump that motherfucker, I'll get him. But guys, I'm not kidding you. As of yet, I have not been stumped by having someone walk away that did not say, hey, this really helped me. And I'm blessed to the fact that I work with amazing people. So guys, take the time, call me on my cell phone. This is it. If you've never seen one of these, this is an iPhone. Let me introduce you. See, it works. It just blinked. Reach out, call me 925-915-1978. Again, 925-915-1978. Hashtag do not let Greg spend the night alone. Guys, get on it. Do it. Matt, check this out, dude. Okay, where'd my calendars go? Gosh, damn it. I have like a bajillion tabs open up here. Seriously? I'm not going to be able to find it? Oh, there you are, you bastard. I have one spot left in July, guys. I have July 28th left open. Or, yes, it is true. We are pushing into August. So, guys, please do not be the August person. Be the July person. Save yourself.
That's right. I don't know that I could stand to not speak to Greg for 3 months.
Oh, I know. It's rough. But I'm actually doing follow-up calls with everybody now, making sure that everything still works. If for some reason someone does fall out, if you guys would like to take the challenge earlier than August, hit me up on my phone. Say, hey, Greg, put me on the short list. The short list is going to be a running list. And no, Neely, you do not get to be at the top of the list every single time, even though I'm love talking to you. I need to share it with other people. Share your toy with everybody else. But say if you want to be in the short list, guys, if I have a cancellation or something happens, I will call a person on the top of that list and move you up. So hit me up. That's it.
Gotcha. All right, guys. Well, remember to subscribe on YouTube, and then if you would like to have the audio version nestled right here between your ears where we so belong,
so deep.
Just head on over to iTunes or Stitcher. And by the way, help us if you want to help the show in any way, if you just like what you hear. And you guys are so awesome to tell other people about the show. I mean, that seems to be how we're growing, because people are telling people and getting them to watch. I mean, we have people that are not even in real estate that are watching us for some ungodly reason. And
because we're fucking funny. That's why.
Why not? I'll give that one up to you. But
okay.
We have people telling other people about the show. But you can also leave a review or a rating on iTunes, which is super, super helpful. Just tell us what you like about the show, what we could do better. We actually look at those and kind of take those to heart. If you have but if you have guest suggestions, so hit me up, message me on Facebook, or shoot me an email at matt@pursuingresults.com. We want to interview people that are doing something innovative in real estate, people that are super successful in real estate, whatever the case is. If somebody has something interesting to say and something that's helpful to the community here at Real Estate Uncensored, just let us know. I'd love to have them on the show. So we're always open to different types of guests, people that have interesting things to share. So hit me up on Facebook or email if you want us to have. That's how we got hooked up with Sarah Johnston.
Yeah, Neely reached out.
Exactly. It was just something like Neely reached out. She was a fan of hers on Instagram, made the connection, and Sarah was on the show. Sarah ended up in Inman Magazine, and I don't know that directly led to it, but she's getting other requests for speaking engagements and stuff like that about Instagram, and that was part of it was being on our show, which is pretty cool for her. So those are the kind of connections that you can make. So be sure to do that.
Yeah, guys, we want to hear from you. We love you guys. We do this for you guys. Matt and I. This is everyone picks a hobby like golf or bird watching or something. But Matt and I, this is our hobby. Podcasting is our hobby. We pay to do this because we love it so much and we love impacting you guys in a positive way. So, help us do it. Reach out to us. Take the McDaniel challenge. Take the Matt challenge and go let Matt buy you a cup of coffee.
What now? What's going on? All right, guys. We will see you next time. We've got, let's see, up on the show coming up next week, we have no guests on Monday, so it's you and me. We're doing a marketing and sales episode. And then we've got Kevin Turner, so from Real Estate Uncut, we're going to talk about why agents don't invest in real estate. That's Wednesday. And then we've got an interview with a top producer named Paul Campbell on Friday. So big week coming up next week, as always. And until then, guys, have a great weekend. Enjoy your Memorial Day. We will be back in the saddle on Monday. We are not taking the day off. I didn't even realize it was a holiday. We will be back on Monday. So we will see you guys then.
Son of a bitch.
I know. Sorry, Greg, you're not getting out of it.
Fuck. All right. I love you. See you guys Monday.
All right, later, guys.
Bye.